Hey, what's up, guys? So today's video is about listing presentations. And honestly, what I'm gonna do is just go over how my first listing presentation was. And actually, on my first listing presentation, I got my first listing. So there was something that I must have done right. So I'm gonna go over some of the things that I did on that. So the first thing you're gonna want to do in your listing presentation is qualify them as a serious seller. How I did this in my presentation was I sat down with them and said, look, this is what I hope to accomplish with us meeting today. First, we're gonna discuss the reason for you wanting to sell your home. We're gonna talk about the factors of getting your home sold. And lastly, we're gonna decide if we work together. Then we move further into the listing packet and it goes into, look, having me as your agent, this is what you have out of me. This is what I do and this is my technique. You go into the CMAs, the comparable market analysis, and pretty much you get the whole idea of where their house is at. And one big thing that I want to point out that I'm noticing people do is you don't say, look, this is what I say that your house is valued at. You say, look, based on the market and based off what the market is going and trending to based on graphs, this is what your home is valued at. I'm not telling you that it's worth that much. The market is telling us that it's worth that much based on homes closed, the listings that have expired because they were priced too high. They didn't expire because they're a bad home. They're expired because they weren't priced right. A big thing on that too is that I bring a photo that has a triangle on it and it talks about where to price your market. And then when they see that, that makes a big difference because now they're seeing, look, if it's priced right, 60% of buyers look at it more. Now, if I price it below market, now it's going to 90, goes to 70, whatever. So if I price it lower, more people are looking at it. Now that could give me an advantage to have more people look at it and possibly have like an auction effect going where there are multiple offers. Now we're countering them and we're actually getting more than we potentially first wanted. So, have everything laid out so they could see it because that makes a big difference. So I'm gonna go over today the objections that I got on my specific listing. In that situation, they were talking about how their neighbor wants to buy it, and right now they're not interested in having it listed with an agent because, it's money that we could save, put in on into our pocket. And the way I came back at that was, well, have you ever sold a home? The answer was no. Do you know anything about the whole process? Do you know about the contracts? Do you know about all these things that if you don't know how to do correctly, it could come back and bite you? And that's what had them want to sign up was that they wanted to be safe because I know what I'm doing. When you come and you're talking to these people, even if it's your first time, you have to have that confidence because you're gonna make a difference in the biggest investment that they have in their life. So I'm giving you that peace of mind. That $10,000 that you're gonna be giving me, it might seem like a lot, but when you actually break it down to them, it's like, look, 3% is actually going to the buyer. I'm gonna be your seller, so I get 3%. Let's take off that one of those percents for my broker. Let's take off another percent for all that marketing. I'm actually only getting this much money. It's only 1%. And do you think that I'm valued to you for all the information I'm gonna be giving you for all the marketing? I'm gonna be knocking on the doors. Do you see the value in working with me? And once you have that confidence that you know that you're not trying to sell them anything, you're there to help them. And that's what makes the bigger difference. And then after that, the other objection was, look, we want to have you. You seem like you know what you're doing. You're gonna help us. We know that. But look, what if we already have this deal with our neighbors? All you're really going to be doing is making sure the transaction goes safe. Can you just lower your commission from 6 to 5 maybe? And this is how I came back at that. I said, look, it would be great to sell it to your neighbors, right? It sells faster, you know the people you're giving it to, and at the end of the day, it's great. But now look at it like this: would you rather just have it to your neighbors? That's great to have that one buyer, But let's say if you're working with me, which you already are, now you have 5 other offers. Now, would you rather have one offer, which you have to negotiate to that one person, or would you rather have that one offer and 5 others so that now you could kind of have leverage and you could say, oh, I'm not going to accept that one. I'm going to try to get the more money. I'm going to offer back to counter offer them. And now you're getting more than what you originally wanted because you have more offers on the table, and that's what makes the bigger difference. So because of that, I stayed with my commission. I said, no, I'm sticking to it. And it worked. Now, at the end of the day, I did get the listing signed, and we're still in the process of putting it onto the MLS. We excluded it until they figure some things out. But it's going to go great, and I have confidence in that. Now, guys, subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be putting a lot more content out there. And even if you've been in this longer than me, even if you've done this for years, I'm sure the things you're going to be seeing in these videos, it's going to bring value. I'm going to go more into objection handlers. I'm going to go more into role play, and I'm going to be doing some live cold call videos and things like that. So I'm hoping you see the value. Subscribe to the channel, comment down any questions or whatever you want to do, and we'll talk. See you guys.